Alrighty, welcome to the stream. Good evening. Happy Saturday to you all. Hope you are enjoying your evening. And for those of you who from other countries around the world, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're here in Trainz, a new era. Just got some stuff downloading into the game right now. We're going to be building a fictional subdivision. The let me just see here. Just want to make sure this is all vision. Catching everything. Just real quick here. Just want to make sure this is all vision. Just real quick here. Okay, so this is just catching up. So, welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday to you all. Just real quick here. Okay, so this is just catching up. Hope you all are having a great day wherever you are. Happy Saturday to you all. Just real quick here. Okay, so this is just catching up. Hope you all are having a great day wherever you are. Happy Saturday to you all. Just gonna give this a few minutes here to just kind of get underway, let everyone kind of trickle in, you know, whoever is coming to check out the stream for the day. Just gonna I do have the chat open, so if you do want to communicate with me or stuff like that, I will be checking periodically. I cannot I can't hit my tabs key and do this little view. I can't do that while I'm in the game. It will not allow me. So the chat will be here. I will be checking that every so often just to see what you guys are doing, how you guys are doing, whatnot. So all that great stuff. But like I said, we are here in Trainz, a new era. I'm going to be going ahead and build a fictional route that I already kind of just got underway. So we are going to go ahead and jump into that. You just go ahead and exit out of that. I'm going to just exit out of that altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Trainz. So there we go. That's why I couldn't hear anything. I had the a little volume device on my headphones that I must have hit or something. But the subdivision is called the Hyde Subdivision, Hyde. So we'll be jumping into that. It is kind of a, it is not kind of. It is a fictional route inspired a lot from places that I've lived in or been to in the state of Maine. So for those of you who don't know, the state of Maine is where I grew up. Very, very in love with where I came from. I miss it terribly. You know, I miss being there. But so I will use some town names that are in use, or real places in Maine. I'm sorry. Some real town names here in this subdivision. But as you can see here, I already kind of got something going. Still a little area for the moment with a river that kind of runs through it, a deep river. Forget how deep I made that, but we pop underneath. You can see it's pretty deep. So, pretty deep river. Eventually, will lead to the ocean. So I will have coastal Maine. I will include some kind of real areas that I have that are in existence in Maine. So some street layouts might be the same in some of the towns that I create, because I am going to be creating my hometown, or using the name of my hometown in the town next door. So, but kind of right here, we just have a small island. I'm gonna put some waterfalls on this side with some hydroelectric dams. I'm gonna put that on the other side and whatnot. The dam, I think, is actually gonna be on right here down this diversion canal that was dug, say way back for the mills. And then over here, we'll maybe have some little waterfalls and rapids and whatnot. So, but yeah, so right here we currently have this textile mill that we kind of have being put in place. So that's going to be plopped right here. And kind of most of the mills that are built up along the river, this is kind of, the idea comes from Saco Island in Saco, Maine, which is where I grew up. when you're looking at the mills that go alongside the river, between Saco and Biddeford, Maine, some of the mills are right up against the water. I mean, the water literally, they'll have a cobblestone wall right here that goes up against the river, and the mill sitting right on the edge of the water. I mean, the foundation of the mill is the wall for the river, so incredible structures, really. The mills are very incredible structures, and I've seen photos from the Saco Museum, and even the Dyer Library, which is the public library in Saco, from Saco way back, and even doing a Google search of those, Saco and Biddeford, Maine, seeing the mills from, even the mid 1900s, 1950s, 1940s, the 60s even. I mean, they were an incredible complex, when textile was still a thing, really, when those textile mills were still being used. It was incredible. They were incredible facilities, and the history that goes behind them, the people that worked there, the people that, their families worked there. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of the mill workers would have kids, and their kids would go to work in the mill, and people died in those mills. I mean, those mills have people that died in them, and I mean, truly incredible. Would have been incredible to see back in the day. I mean, truly harsh conditions for the people who did work in them. Particular town I lived in was the mill owners' side of the river, so more the uppity area, although I'm not saying I come from a wealthy family by any means whatsoever, but predominantly that's where the mill owners lived, was on my side of the river. The mill workers lived on the other side in the town of Biddeford. But the rails were a very essential part to the mill complex, so like I said, the choice to go ahead and add this was pretty key in my decision to create the line. I am going to say this is modern day, so I know it isn't going to be too realistic to include the mill, because there really isn't anything coming out of the mill or mills these days. They're turning them into apartments, and they're putting businesses in some of the mills and whatnot, and it's just not realistic to have the rail lines come down and be taking products away, because if my mouse would work. Yeah, you see here, I mean, it has clothing and cotton bale and cotton cloth bolts, and all that stuff. So an actual fully functioning mill, and over here is lumber and general goods. I mean, that might still be there, because that might be making, wood products or whatnot. So but so I do want to feature, have the rail, like I said, come down over here, and over here I'm going to put some it's probably going to connect onto the main line, because this is a branch line right here, and it's a double track, just to allow a large amount of, because I'm assuming this will be a busier area on the line. So this is a double track right here, and it will connect to the main line, which I believe portions of the main line will be street running. I do want to create some street running layouts. Now, do pardon me for just 1 second. I did hear my phone go off. I did forget to grab that and bring that over here, so just excuse me for 1 second. Bless you. I apologize for that. Just had to check my phone, because that is something that I want to keep on me, just so I know in case anyone's trying to get a hold of me. Plus, my girlfriend is in the next room, and in case she needs me, because she does Ooh, I'm sorry, I have hiccups. She understands I'm live streaming and whatnot, and her main way of getting a hold of me without interrupting what I'm doing will be probably via text or just coming into my room and being quiet. So, but anyhow, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of get going here before I bore you guys to death with my talking. So, just going to get some basic rail kind of put in. Although I hate that when that happens, when the train tracks kind of dip down in the ground like that, so I will bring that back. And we'll go ahead and extend this track. And what I might do is make a small little siding right there to put up against that little structure, just so it has connection to the rail line. I'm trying to make this very, you know, kind of give all the facilities here at this mill connection to the lines, just so it's easier, you know, for everyone to get their product out. Now, that being said, looking at the building, it might be more of an abandoned facility, but at the same time, even when the facilities did get closed, a lot of the tracks do remain. So I'm probably going to go ahead and still create that track on the side right there, that little siding that I'm talking about right next to this building right here, just so we can probably put some freight cars on it. So we will go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry, wrong one. And I messed it up. Great. Now, I will say right now, I am definitely not a novice at creating lines on here. I will say that I am I'm very into detail, so I do put a whole lot of detail for the tracks that I have created. I'm probably going to move this building back a little bit, so I don't have to scrunch that line in, because I don't. This is going uphill, and I don't want to have to. Oops. I don't want to have to make another part of the track go up the hill, so they're a gradual little grade, but at the same time, like I said, I really don't want to have to do that, so I will probably go ahead and move this building back, or I think it's actually going to be easier just to create the track itself, and then go ahead and move the building according, so... So one thing I was doing earlier was I was building this line, in theory, in a layout that someone had already created, using kind of what they had already made, and tweaking it to how I would see fit for my line, just kind of, you know, taking something that someone kind of already started and just improving upon it for what I had in mind. And unfortunately, you know, I was doing this particular layout some time ago for my main central rail line, and the whole file got corrupted. I believe when Service Pack 1 came out, or one of the service packs, I think it was Service Pack 1 Hotfix 1. When Hotfix 1 came out, I don't exactly know what they were fixing or what they were intending to do, but they absolutely screwed up everything that I had going, and caused a fair amount of issues for me. To the point where I haven't been creating or building any tracks since, I think, oh god, what was it, maybe March? It's been a while, but I spent a lot of time, pretty much from the time I got to Illinois, and I moved to Illinois in November, and shortly after I got here I purchased Trainz, A New Era, and had been building on it. And like I said, I had gotten a decent bit of progress made, and then it just up and, corrupted on me. And I was I think extremely upset is an understatement. I was very, very livid. I was fairly pissed off, only considering the fact that I had spent a long time creating and building and getting things to how I wanted them to be, and then all of a sudden, all my work gone. Gone. Just absolutely, utterly gone. And it was hard. I was definitely I don't really know how to describe it. It was definitely hard to digest the fact that something I had spent, 600 hours on, almost, really, because most of the time I've played here on Trainz has been on that one route that I was building. And that was while I was looking for a job. So when I wasn't looking for a job, I was building on Trainz. So I did have a fair amount of free time on my hands, and that was pretty much used to do my project that I was building. So when that project just was up and corrupted, like I said, it was pretty bittersweet. But I downloaded, I believe, someone who created the CSX Saginaw subdivision. I've been editing their route just to kind of get the track that did not download into it rebuilt, and noticed that everything was kind of sticking around and it wasn't disappearing on me. So I kind of took that as a sign that maybe things were working. And I've also built several, I wouldn't say several, but I've built a couple other routes. One's kind of going off of where I live out here in Illinois. I will probably feature that or possibly showcase that a little later on, because I am very proud of that, what I'm doing on there. And I've started to build that, and everything is going great. I did have a little hiccup, I think, with the saving process. I think it got a little corrupted, but luckily my autosave kind of kept me going, because I was about ready to call it quits again. Kind of like, all right, well, things haven't changed, so things are kind of still going the way they were, in my opinion. So I was like, all right, whatever. All that time for nothing. But luckily my autosave kicked in and everything was able to continue. So I will, like I said, feature that a little bit later. Maybe take you guys for a ride through. I think I have about 6 miles of track, or at least just showcase it to you guys, because I do have a ton of custom ATLS crossings. I think every crossing I have right now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have about 11 crossings in one traffic intersection that works. Actually, no, I think I have 12 12 crossings. I'm sorry. I have 12 crossings in one traffic intersection. And then, like I said, all the crossings are custom. I've put them all together myself using the ATLS. So everything works, and it's just the fun part, and that's what I love doing. It's creating those custom crossings. And when I was creating the Maine Central line way back, I had the street running, and that was always fun, because street you don't. It's just something you don't see often, is street running trains. And it was fun to watch and fun to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do that. Just get these out of the way. Make at least a box to get some decent area built up. So I will go ahead and extend the river. Yeah, you can see it's about 1540. That's a little wide. And like I said, it's going to be coming up here to a dam, which I am going to probably put right about here. I want to make the dam straight so I can make it go down properly. and this will come along right here, and I'll probably just go ahead and just pretty much make a waterfall. Or something like that, just a dual waterfall, or I don't know. So, because I don't want to make the island too big, I probably want to make the tip of it right about here. So I will go ahead and lower this down. I'm probably going to make it lower. And this will probably lead to the coast. So this will be kind of a bigger body of water right here. This will be kind of like a bay, more or less, inspired by the lower Saco River, the bay down there that sits just below Cataract Falls, right out in the harbor area where actually larger ships used to come up way back in the 1800s. They used to navigate up to this portion of the river, and they would load right about here, saying if that's, an accurate representation, where if you have ever been, if you would go to Saco, I would be able to show you, or if you ever have been to Saco, I'd be able to tell you, but, it would go right about here. I might make a small functioning harbor, maybe, just because this is coastal Maine, and this part of the river will lead out to the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, so I might do that, not sure, but for the most part right now, I do want to get the waterfall created, or the dam, I'm sorry, the hydroelectric dam that will be generating electricity for not only the town, but the mill as well, so... Now, a lot of people will go out and say that, hydroelectricity is bad and it damages ecosystems and whatnot, and the effect of them are just horrible, especially on migratory fish and whatnot. And I mean, I've never done a study about it. I've never really, I don't want to say cared and whatnot, because that just makes me sound really heartless, but, hydroelectricity is... It's powerful, and it is amongst the cleaner forms of energy we have, instead of burning coal or burning oil and whatnot. I mean, it's just a dam. But I will agree with the fact that, yes, it does change the way a river looks and how the river's wildlife responds to that. Personally, I would rather have a hydroelectric dam any day over a coal-burning power plant or an oil, or oil-burning plant, or any of those major kind of just dirty power plants any day. I mean, even nuclear power is clean, but a little scary, if those ever decide to just blow up. But I would, like I said, much prefer to have a hydro dam versus any one of those. Especially nuclear power. Nuclear power, just anything nuclear really just bothers me. So, but you're kind of getting the gist for what I'm doing right here. I did have a dam created earlier, and I was fairly happy with it, but like I said, I had to stop. So... how was I doing this earlier? Nuclear power has... how they work with it. Well... I guess my friend Dylan is watching, but I understand nuclear power plants don't work that way, but at the same time, the possible risks from them, more or less, per se, just is enough to just make them not so high on my list for potential uses for electricity. So that's just kind of why they bother me. It's 3 Mile Island, and it's almost devastating potential tragedy. It was averted, thank God, but just how that could have gone horribly wrong just bothers me a little bit. So I understand meltdowns aren't always explosive, but just the imminent threat is enough to make me weary, just to put it that way. And yes, they are relatively rare, but like I said, just the imminent threat is enough to deter me from being comfortable with them in my area. I believe there was one nuclear power plant in the entire state of Maine. Maine Yankee or something like that. I forget where it is exactly. It's no longer there anymore. They did decommission it, some time ago. They actually haven't entirely cleaned up the facility. I believe there is still nuclear waste or something still in the facility itself. I don't know exactly. I just know they haven't entirely cleaned up the facility. And it's been on I think it's been on the referendum a couple times to, get someone to come clean up, or force the company that owned the facility to come clean up their mess, come get rid of, the rest of whatever's in Maine Yankee. And they haven't. Ouch. That's a little harsh, Dylan. Yucca Mountain. I can't at this particular moment. I will. Like I said, I am going to be checking the chat here momentarily. Once I make a little progress, I'm going to just take a break, let my voice kind of just rest for a minute, because I did really use my voice a lot yesterday. Still kind of coming off of I wouldn't say just coming off a cold, but I did have something. I would say a cold or bronchitis or whatever the heck it was. It did keep me home for a day at work, but my voice was pretty much shot, and it still hasn't entirely come back to par yet, but definitely overused it last night. So we'll give that a rest in a little bit and check the chat and see what you guys are up to, see if anyone else is there. I mean, I know I got my friend Dylan watching because he's texting me on my phone as I'm talking here, and that at least shows me that he showed up. And I apologize, I am not flying tonight, man. I did mean to send you a text saying that I am flying tomorrow, a little bit later in the evening. So I will be flying then. Of course, he said he was going to get food, so now you all know what my friend Dylan's doing. He's going to get food. But, so I know I was supposed to fly with him tonight, but, I just wasn't really in the mood. Did all my flying yesterday, and, 2 live streams and whatnot. Just decided, maybe take a break for the day, do something else. And here we are, doing something else. Getting back into Trainz, figure I'm doing this and I want to show you guys this, and this is the kind of content I want to be putting on my channel, see who would enjoy this and whatnot, because I mean, there's got to be someone out there that would enjoy watching this. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, so, but like I said, there's got to be someone that would want to watch this or would want to watch me building in Trainz. So trying to capture that, I don't want to say small audience, but I don't know a whole lot of people who would want to watch this. So yes, I did, Dylan. I will lower that water level in a second. Just gotta. There we go. Get that all put in? Don't tell me. Might have to move that dam slightly forward. Yep, gonna have to move that dam slightly forward. Just to work with the water level. So, I mean, nuclear energy is, it's good. It's definitely amongst the cleaner forms of energy. Like I said, I definitely wouldn't want it in my backyard. Definitely would not want it in my backyard. So, that's just personal preference, really. So, but the beauty of living in America is, if you got a nuclear power plant, almost off in your backyard, you could be like, well, I don't want to live there, so go live somewhere else. No one's forcing you to live by a nuclear power plant. Alrighty, well, like I said, I can't look up Yucca Mountain right now because I'm a little busy. But if you wish to explain to the chat what Yucca Mountain is, Dylan, be my guest. Enlighten us. Enlighten us with your knowledge. So while we're waiting for Dylan to enlighten us on Yucca Mountain, I'm just trying to get this dam situated so the water is not poking out on the front of the spillway. That's going to be a 2-spillway dam. Nothing, nothing insane here. I don't need a whole lot of spillways. It's a very high up dam. The particular dam in Saco, it's a very tall dam. Not insane, but relatively tall. I will slightly lengthen these spillways. Good enough. I will create this this tall race right here, just so I can according to Dylan, Yucca Mountain is a fat hole that the feds dug into the mountain range in Nevada and crammed it full of nuclear waste. So that is Yucca Mountain. And that just sounds absolutely wonderful. So if we want the feds or whomever to come clean up Yankee Energy, looks like I know where most of that waste is going to be heading, or whatever is in that facility in down East Maine. So, terribly sorry, Dylan, but I guess the populace of Maine just wants our nuclear waste gone, so I guess we're sending that to you. So, have fun. Anyways, so I'm gonna continue to patch this up right here. No, okay, that works. That works for me. No, I really don't want to try that again. Well, that's an understatement right there. I mean, when we think of Nevada, we generally think of a lot of government secrets, more or less. So, and government dumping facility. Sorry, man. It's just fun to tick you off by mispronouncing your state's name. Nevada. So alrighty, so we will go ahead and put the water in. And I'm going to lower it. Hurtful words, Dylan, hurtful words. Probably going to have to make this deeper. Because I know there is a rather large hill that comes down. It's definitely, it looks about on par. You know, it's a very steep hill, so I just will have to kind of lower this down to kind of almost level. I mean, I'd say right about there. So and then I'll just kind of fix it here in a little bit, slope it up, but you know, kind of get it down a little bit further. So Dylan, tell me how many people are actually watching besides yourself? Because I can't check that at this particular moment without opening up my phone. And I just want to keep cranking out some content instead of going back and forth between the two, because I think that was something I didn't... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but that was just something I did a lot last night, was go back and forth between the live dashboard on YouTube and my stream itself, so I do want to kind of stray away from going back and forth between the two a little bit tonight. There we go, kind of deepen that a little bit. We'll delete the water right here for now, so I can kind of see what I'm doing. There we go. So, yeah, I kind of envision a little harbor down here, but we'll put that in a little while. Hold on one sec. Come in. Come in. Alrighty, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry if you could hear that loud screeching noise. We're just shutting off the central air in the house, so I have to open up our windows because it is freezing outside tonight, so sorry about that. So that is a waterfall. Yeah, that seems about right, so we'll just go ahead and create the water. Then boom, waterfall. However you want to do that. Oh, that looks so realistic right there. Realism at its finest. So, lower that a little bit. Maybe I'll just kind of have that step down so it doesn't look so bad. Although, unless there's a waterfall. Breakwater. No. Water trough. Okay, damn. Damn. Yeah. Alrighty, so there's gotta be a way I can kind of smoothen that out, so. Oh, God, no. Come back. Okay, go away real quick so I can create this. Bring it down. Oh, Jesus. Now, see, I just wish the water would just go ahead and conform, but unfortunately, a little harder than that. Really? Okay, no. Well, I'd say that looks better than it did. I wish I could get some kind of rapids there. I will work on that a little bit, but you get the base idea for right now. And we'll kind of make this maybe slope up for instead of just being a cliff right there. Make it a little wider. You know, make it a little more rough around the edges instead of just jagged and cliffy. So there, that looks a little better, I guess. Once I get some textures on it, it will probably look a whole lot better. But you know, it's still got sharp drops and whatnot, but at least it's a little more gradual of a slope coming down versus just having straight cliffs like this, which I will get those kind of patched up. Although it is very cliffy, kind of right through here. This dug kind of a canal, and nah, I wouldn't say the same over here. It's very kind of shallow over here, but over here is very cliffy. Because Factory Island in Saco wasn't always an island. This canal never used to be here. This was essentially a part of Saco. And then the river came right over here, and then down into the river, or the bay, which led out to the ocean. They dug this as a diversion canal for the hydroelectric dam. Excuse me. So, another little fun fact for you, in case you ever happen to find yourself in Saco, Maine, which I don't know why you'd find yourself there. Being the fact that from a lot of you are from extremely different places and may not have the chance to ever get to Maine. But hey, if you do, highly recommend it. I mean, after living there for 19 years and one day, because I moved the day after my birthday, but living there for 19 years and a day, I wouldn't trade it for any other place in the world. I mean, I love being out here with my girlfriend in Illinois, but Maine is definitely where I see myself going back to in the future. And there's just something about it. It's home. It's home. So, probably gonna create a bridge that comes across here, for the rail line. Now, the real island in Saco. So, if this is the island, there's a train that comes through Biddeford. The rail line comes through here, jogs across the island right through here, and then right before this dam, the rail line would cross back over into Saco. So I'm kind of deviating a little bit from that because there's the train station on the island right here, and then downtown Saco will be right up through here. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to be putting the train station probably over here-ish. I still kind of make the main drag through town right about here, but I'm not going to put the main line right through there, because if there is something I could change traffic-wise in my town, it would be the rail line going right through the town, right through Main Street. But probably we'll have a couple of these branch lines cross the street. And have to start figuring out how am I going to get the freight cars in over there, because this is the way in. And I still have to get the freight cars onto these tracks, so and do it relatively quickly because we have this terrain this kind of extreme terrain coming up relatively quickly here, so probably curve this line then. Yeah, I could probably do better on that, so we'll just drag that on this side. Okay, so I'm happy with that curve. It's not too sharp, but sharp enough. And we'll do the same thing over here. So there we go, got that going. I'm going to back this up. And we'll bring that into the track right here. Alright, so that's curving in. Probably have it do one more curve, kind of around, and then bring that in. Or what I could do, well, actually, that wouldn't work either, so never mind. We're going to disregard that idea. So let's stop, look, stare, and be like those guys at construction sites that just dig a hole and then stare at it for like 15 minutes. Because you know you always go by a construction site and you see all this machinery and then a bunch of guys just standing around, usually by a hole of some sort that they had just dug about maybe 25 minutes ago. Or there'll be like 15 guys standing around and there'll be the one guy standing there just digging or doing something. No offense to construction workers, you know, they obviously keep everything going and whatnot, but you gotta admit, you always go by a construction site and there is that one, that, you know, there's just that one guy working. What is that on my wall? One moment. I have a bug of some sort on my wall and it's bothering me. Could not tell you what it was, but whatever it is, it's gone now, so I just don't need bugs in my room crawling around and whatnot, so keep a relatively clean room so that doesn't happen, and yet they still appear, so what I'm trying to do is, I mean, the train is going to be coming in this way, to the island. Now, they can loop around to here, which I mean they can do, and then they back out, but I would prefer it if they were able to back in or something like that, or I don't know. So just trying to look at this real quick. I'm not trying to just be quiet and not say anything, but because ideally what I should have done instead of placing this factory right here, although I like the way it looks right there, so it's gonna stay, is I should have curved the line off of here or something and made the factory right about here so the train could come in, but instead I want it to be the building right up against the water like it would be. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is yeah, sorry, it just looks a little weird, so. But probably curve the line or something along those, or curve these and just allow the trains to back in. Probably what's going to have to happen, because definitely out of island to do stuff. I mean, one alternative could be, what's this portion of the track over here? I think this is drop-offs over here. Or something along those lines. Consumes lumber, produces general goods every 30 seconds. So I'm assuming this is the lumber drop-off on this track, and this is the general goods pickup. So what I could do is have trains come down through here. And probably make some storage tracks over here. Something I could do. But probably go ahead and do that. So we're just going to draw this track right up to here. What we can do off of this track. Yeah, see, I really screwed myself. So go ahead and drag this up here. So just looking at it, how many boxcars can I fit on this portion of track? Just an average size boxcar. Two, three, and then barely an engine. So I probably need to rethink that. So we'll go ahead and delete the line, move some of the industry around, probably move that over here, keep that branch line for these tracks. So go ahead and delete these. Delete that. Delete that. move this building, move this one over to here. So, in other news, guess our good friend Dylan will be landing without flaps again on the sim tonight because he cannot quite figure out the correct speed to deploy them on the 727. So, guess maybe I'll have to make a tutorial on that sometime for him. You can't rush a landing, put it that way. You gotta take it nice and slow sometimes with the 727. She don't like to be rushed, I can tell you that right now. And as for this track, could just do something like that, just have it cross over, make a little couple storage tracks right there for this. And as for this curve, I think it's slightly crooked. No, looks about right. Uh-huh. So we'll go ahead and pull that up to here. And we'll drag that over here. I've never been one that good making yards or any sort of siding track. It's always these switches that get me. So, as you see, I just can't quite get them right. So, something about them just really confuses me. Especially trying to make the track straight. So and we'll go ahead and put this track in right here. So we'll just put these 3 siding tracks. And we'll back this up. Or no, we'll keep that where it was. We'll pull this forward. Or actually, no, I see what I was doing there. Nope, I don't want to do that. There we go. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. This slow curve, but not bad. I've definitely made a whole bunch worse. So we'll go ahead and drag this up. Helps if I actually connect it to the two. Alrighty, so that's not looking half bad. Yeah, just a little siding track to store some cars and whatnot, put some box cars or whatnot on. And this facility right here will extend the tracks down a little bit, so you could, also maybe throw some cars on that we're not using at the particular moment. So put those right there, and potentially the same over here. Since this is a pickup track. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just have the worst hiccups right now. I just can't quite shake them. So again, as I did state last night on my live stream, if you do like what I am producing here, guys, if you do like the content that you're watching, do give this live stream a like, or whenever it gets uploaded to my channel, give it a like or whatnot, or just let me know in the chat, because like I said, I am going to check the chat here in the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and save, just step out of the game for a minute, just check everything, make sure everything's going all right, because I want to make sure you guys are. I want to interact with you guys, whomever's watching. I hope there are some people watching. I hope my friend Dylan isn't the only person watching, but I hope there was at least a few of you this evening. So oh no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go ahead and drag this track over to here. So Trainz can connect over there. Alright, and after I connect this track, I will step out for a few moments, just step out of the game for a minute or two, and talk to you guys, see what you guys are doing. Oh, I guess you're the only one, Dylan. Well, at least this will turn into a video and end up on my channel, so I appreciate you for being here, man, though. So I know this is definitely not everyone's cup of tea, so I was hoping for a better turnout tonight, but it is what it is. Well, in that case, I guess I'm going to stay here. And as for your landing, Dylan, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, 210 knots. I mean, what flaps were you throwing at 210 knots? Were you throwing flaps 15, or what were you doing? Because I mean, I'm not the guru here, so. Oh, good. Someone else has popped up, so. At some point, Dylan, I might make you chat moderator if the channel ever comes to that, so I'm hoping to at least get to that point one day in time, but you know, because I'm hoping one day to maybe need a chat moderator, or just at least a moderator to hang out in the chat and tell me what's going on and just interact with people. So I can see you're a little excited about that, but no, I mean, my hopes is one day to get to a point where I need someone to kind of hang out and just inform me of what's going on in the chat, and you know, it would make things a little easier when I am in the flight sim and just can't look at people. You know, it just would be nice to have someone there being like, oh, well, so-and-so said this, or blah, 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 blah said that, and be like, oh, well, you know, da-da-da-da, you know, just kind of respond, but because I can't always look at the chat, and it definitely, yeah, all 4 people, thanks, man. So how many people will come over right now? All right. Yeah, not bad. At least I have some viewers versus none. Me and your bro. Hey, my brother's here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I'd rather have you two watching me than no one, so. But let's step outside the sim for a second. Let's give that a save. Just kind of give my voice a break here real quick. I think I clicked the absolute wrong button. I think I just went into driver mode, which I don't have a train to drive, so. Yep, went in driver mode. So I will actually go ahead and exit the game itself. And let's take a look. It's going well, and I appreciate you for coming over and taking a look. I have been able to take a look at the chat and up until now, just because I can't, you know, I can hit this button on my laptop and it cycles me through the tabs, you know, what I have open and whatnot, but I can't hit that in the game. It won't allow me to exit. But it's going well here in St. Louis. It's rather cold tonight. We have the windows open, which is nice, so. Dylan's in a timeout. 300 seconds. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. That's what you get, Dylan. Gotta lay the hammer down. So, but for those of you who may come over here for X-Plane content, I'm sorry I'm not doing that tonight. I'm going to be streaming X-Plane tomorrow evening, maybe. I have it set up, but I will decide earlier on in the day. I am taking most of the day to go ahead and just reflect on the day in history. So, you know, 15 years since 9/11. I mean, that's a long time. It just blows my mind, but and Nick, don't worry about Dylan. He's a good friend of mine. He's just being a typical Dylan. But I am gonna go ahead and pull away from the chat. So if Nick, if you want to message me on my phone, that's great. I just, like I said, I can't look at the chat right now, so I'm gonna go back into Trainz. I am gonna go ahead and feature my line I'm building for the state of Illinois out here, kind of where I live. So. So we'll go ahead and do that. But as you can see here, I mean, I have this kind of long area of track built up for my Illinois line. This here is the village of Bethalto. Bethalto, Illinois. It is a 100% real place. I'm just kind of constructing it in my own little fashion of how the town would look if this train line was still here. But this is what I've been spending my time on a lot lately, is building this area up and putting in these custom ATLS crossings. I will go ahead and show you them in use, so I am going to go ahead and see, do I have a train put in? Okay, good, I have a train in over here, so we will go ahead and do that. And show you the line, and all the awesome custom crossings, and then I am going to adjust my volume accordingly, or actually I can do that via headphones, so I do apologize if I'm going to blow your eardrums off, but I do want to go ahead and show you my custom crossings. So this is the town of Dorsey. I am going to head over to Bethalto and hop on this Conrail SW 1500. Might be a little laggy with the stream running, but we'll go ahead and jump up and show you these crossings in action here. So this is the first crossing. This is the I think this is the Oak Street crossing. Yep, Oak Street. Like, I've named all these streets after the real streets in the village of Bethalto. Very simple crossing, just with the pedestrian gates on the side. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. The real crossing that I love is the one over here. The North Prairie Street and Irwin Plague Boulevard crossing. That traffic light up there, by the way, does work, but I'll feature that here momentarily. Very loud, very obnoxious, but you get the point. So, oh, and random car spawning. See the train come through the crossing here in a moment. Like I said, normally isn't this terribly laggy, but just given the fact that I am streaming is a bit of a lag inducer. So there's another custom crossing up ahead. It's just a simple pedestrian crossing for the station. I don't really want to feature that. Nothing really to gawk over, but we'll go ahead and save your eardrums. I will turn it down for you. And random car spawn right there. I think I did screw up with the road right there because they're not supposed to just despawn. They're supposed to continue, but now there's that custom crossing up here. Now this route is far from being over, but it's just kind of the basic beginning I have right now. So we pull away from the village of Bethalto. Coming up on the Northmoreland Road crossing up here. So I'll show you that. Just a very, very simple two-track crossing. Track speed does increase to 30 miles per hour, which I might take away just because it is a very short section of track for 30, and it's doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for that to happen, but probably gonna go ahead and take that away. This here is kind of like a, I think the speed limit on this road in real life is 45, so it is a faster paced road. I do have, I will pull away before the train hits the crossing, because it did just jump up to 30. I do have this warning light right here for cars that are moving rather quickly. See, there it goes. So, I have one over there on the other side of the road too. And there we go, continuing to chug along. The next crossing is over here in the town I live in. This will be the Morrow Road crossing. So, train takes a bit to get over here, but you kind of get the gist of this one. Another very simple crossing. And then this one, kind of a hodgepodge of a few different crossing lights. This would be the... Ooh, what street is this? That would be... I think this is East Bender. The East Bender crossing. And then further down the road, we just have another simplistic crossing. The Bivens Road. So, train is approaching. I am speeding at this point in time, so I'll jump back over here. So there's that one. The train slowly chugs in. So we'll go ahead and roll over here. This is kind of my favorite crossing to watch. continuing to trug along through the layout. Have a couple of industries here in the town, but one small residential house over there. Small little lake. So while the train's heading down that long section of track, just a scrap yard over here in the town, and small little scrap facility, just custom, no actual loading and whatnot, just some gondola cars that haul in some scrap. And got a wheat facility over here. Some small trucks right here. Nothing too major, just some very small light industry. Now all these roads are to scale, so their actual length, I mean, this road I think over here is about a mile. So that's about a mile right there. Brings us up to our next crossing, which I haven't created yet. Or next road, I'm sorry. Next road, which I haven't finished yet. This is the Rankin Road, I believe. But you can see the train making its way. And like clockwork, truck gets stuck in the crossing. One of the cooler crossings that I, personally find satisfying. This one right here. This is the Bivens Road that runs in between Morrow and Dorsey. Like I said, all these roads are to scale. I use the map on my phone and just kind of roughly get an idea by zooming out. It shows me a little scale of how long a road is between towns. And this was a longer section of road, but it runs pretty much right up into Dorsey. And, I mean, I've driven down this road before. I've driven past this road before. This is all in my area. And it's just the cool thing is kind of taking an area that's real and then putting a little twist on it. Because there was a rail line that ran through here at one point in time. It's just not there anymore. And our last couple set of crossings as we come up here to the end of the line. Actually, I do have to stop because I have a freight train in the middle of the tracks. I mean, I could go actually ahead and delete that while my train continues to cruise along. So goodbye, Norfolk Southern. I said goodbye, Norfolk Southern. So, but last couple set of crossings are up here in the town of Dorsey. Now I'm completely taking a twist on this town. Supposedly there was coal operations in this town way back when the railroad was around. So I have a coal mining facility in here with this train station that brings passengers in. Kind of was messing around with the road here. Decided to make this bridge that goes up and over the tracks. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's really busy. Which I can't quite figure out why it's so dang busy, but it's busy. Train comes screaming into town here. Should probably go ahead and start throwing on the brakes because it turns into a 20. The car's driving on the wrong side of the road. I think I was gonna get stuck. Nope. So that's where the speed limit changes right there. And he's already blowing through it a little bit. So normally this train would have actually been going up into here to drop off its freight cars. Do have an Amtrak train sitting right here with an MPC unit. These Amfleet cars, which I might switch over to, I forget what the other car names are called, but might switch that over. And this is actually the last crossing on the main line that I created. Then I have a small crossing over here for the Dorsey Canning Co? Yeah, something like that. Something about these little tracks right here, just very satisfying. These little, I don't know, I just love looking at that. I just have a whole bunch of them all over the place, but and you basically get the gist. I mean, then like I said, the other small crossing over here, which I will probably just go ahead and throw the brake on, stop it right here. But you pretty much get the gist of it. This road right here would pretty much start taking us up towards Bunker Hill in the real world, so that's what the way it's going to start heading is up towards Bunker Hill and whatnot. So that's, I wouldn't say a major town, but it's a town of interest, and that's where we're going to have a freight yard up there and a base of operations for, I'd say this track's owned by Norfolk Southern. I do have the Norfolk Southern switches on here, and that's just kind of say who owns this track, so probably have a small freight yard for Norfolk Southern and whatnot, but creating a small industrial park up in here. I have a pulp mill right there, but you get the basic idea. But so that is the Bunker Hill subdivision, which actually, yeah, I want to exit the driver. Actually, no, we'll exit the game altogether. So I think we'll just probably call it there. But anyways, so expected a little bit more of a turnout this evening, but I think that'll be fine. You know, I definitely appreciate you coming out, Nick, and Dylan, thank you for showing up. It's about 9 o'clock here, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm going for, I'd say, about 2-ish hours, maybe. I don't know. So go ahead and call it there. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this and watching me go ahead and just create and build. I do want to do some more of these just because they do get uploaded to my channel and they will be videos, and this is just something I want on the channel. Definitely, probably, by the looks of it, not going to be a more popular series. I can probably tell you that right now. I can probably guarantee X-Plane and Euro Truck and American Truck would be bringing in the viewers. Might consider some Minecraft stuff. I don't know. Might dabble in that a little bit, but definitely going to be sticking with X-Plane and maybe American Truck and Euro Truck. But anyways, so I appreciate you both for coming out tonight, and anyone else who popped up this evening, thank you for watching. Like I said, planning to fly tomorrow. I got another stream planned for I think either 7:30 or 7:30 Central Time. So if you want to tune in for that, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you like what you saw this evening, please give that like button a hit. If you did not like what you saw, go ahead and hit the dislike button. It just lets me know what you guys think about this. And tune in tomorrow for my X-Plane live stream. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.